Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you for tuning in while you should be focusing on the Christmas in your
Oh
family. You
my
need something to
gosh.
listen to? We got you. Welcome to the Ballinesian Podcast here on the Polytickin Network. Samoans talking about sports. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry
2025 coming
Christmas.
to an end. Shout out to Jesus and his birthday.
Amen.
What?
Amen.
Oh,
Amen.
you said amen?
I said, amen. We might have to cut this show short.
shout out to Coach Forrest and myself. We're in a couple of fantasy championships.
You know.
We know what we're doing.
Just a little.
Shout out to Will. We're in the fantasy championship in Will's league. Shout out to the network. We are also in the fantasy championship in our Pause league. Yeah.
But we also lost in our regular league that we all started together. That I started with Lance. I started in with Lance when he started that league. We were, I wasn't even close to the playoffs, but Lance lost in not the semifinal, but the
semifinal. Yeah.
Okay, he lost in the semifinal. Yeah.
I guess when you're in enough leagues, eventually you start making the playoffs. And that's what you got to do, guys. If you don't find success, add on another fantasy league. Make it the same
numbers.
Roll through
numbers.
It's all about the shots you take. Okay, more shots, more bites at the apple.
Exactly, man.
That's how we do. Again, we are here on the Polytickin Network. Check the logo behind me if you can't see me. Follow us on YouTube and the search of the Polytickin Network. Shout out to Oh Hello Marcus, Cepha M, Grief Counseling, new album dropping.
Follow him. Go follow Marcus too, so you can see all his comics and music, man. Coming from the Polytickin, man. That album, by the way, outstanding.
I have to listen to it on shuffle in the SoundCloud app, but it's good. It's a good listen. The beats, definitely the words, the message, the feelings, the events that he's talking about, and the work that he's trying to push through is going to be a great message. Definitely encourage you to follow Cepha M. I think the album comes out in January, but you can get it early. So
go get it early, man. Go spend a little money, man. Get it early.
Follow Cepha M. Follow the Polytickin Network. Shout out to the flagship show. Shout out to the Pod Boys. We did the patreon.com/the Polytickin Podcast. $5 or more gets you an extra episode every week where you can help contribute to the content. Let us know what you want us to talk about specifically there on the Patreon. And also it's another level of security behind the paywall where we could talk about other things that might be a little too spicy or inflammatory for just a free show. But definitely topics and current events that you want to talk about or can tell us what to talk about. Patreon.com/the Polytickin Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely follow on YouTube though. Follow the page. You can ring the bell. I'm sorry. Click the bell and subscribe on YouTube. That's good. That's going to help our numbers. Appreciate you guys. That's our Christmas present from you, from the listener. Hop on and follow us on the socials. Follow us on and help spread our numbers.
And ring the bell.
You can use us. You can use the Ballinesian Podcast and the Polytickin Network as a kind of Christmas gift substitute. You didn't get somebody, you'd be like, hey, you listen to podcasts? Hey, do you like sports? Hey, you ever read a comic book? You ever seen a Pokemon card? You ever so definitely you can use us as a gift. Just suggest the network or the Ballinesian Podcast or any of the shows as entertainment, potential entertainment for your loved ones. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to y'all. Thank you.
It's a cool gift, I promise.
Also shout out to Levasa Island Apparel. It's another it's probably too late for Christmas gifts, but check out Levasa for not only clothes, blankets, other great things, and also good information on what they're doing out there in the community, bro. Shout out to Modesto, shout out to E-Rye, shout out to the family down there. We were on the Patreon. this is another stuff for the Patreon. We had a live Monjaro injection. I'm gonna leave it at that, bruh. Oh, we
Marcus,
we got him. We
Marcus,
got him to
Marcus.
explain it the whole time, and he like apparently has like a superhuman Wolverine stomach because he like went the whole episode. He was like, "See, I'm good." And yeah, another show for the Patreon.
I inject mine on the top of my thigh, like where the fatty part is. I mean, it's my thigh, so it's all fatty. But besides the point, the fatty part of your thigh is where I inject my Manjaro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to look at my stomach. So like, damn it, it just reminds me why I'm on Manjaro.
I wanted to ask fantasy championship. You're in a couple of fantasy championships. What is the biggest advice? What is the biggest thing you learned from this year? I feel like mine was kind of a fluke. I don't know how I ended up here. I'm just glad I kept updating, but I feel like you're always in the fantasy playoffs and beyond and going for trophies and stuff. So one thing from this year that you can share with people that can help them next year when they're playing fantasy.
Hey, draft for the long run.
Oof.
Draft for the long run, bro. Draft for the long run. Because look, I was 8-0 to begin the season. I was 8-0 to begin the season. That's all I needed. I needed to be 8-0. That guaranteed my playoff spot.
Nice,
and then
yeah.
I started dropping games after that. What did I finish? I forgot what I finished, but I was number one for a while. And then going into the playoffs, I think I was like the fourth seed. Me and Lance both beat the 1 and 2 seed to get into the championship to play each other. So draft for the long run, man. Pick guys that you know. Your starters, of course, obviously are going to be your superstars. You're going to have one or two that, depending on how big your league is, are guys that are like superstars. And then everybody else is like for instance, before Brian Thomas was like blew up last season, I got to draft him. So you need guys like that. He came into this season, was a little injured, but you know, he's like your second tier superstar. So you're gonna get guys like that. But for your bench, you're gonna need guys that are gonna perform. You know, you don't need like superstar guys, but you're gonna need guys that you're gonna be able to plug in when your star gets hurt and he's gonna get the minutes. So you don't even
if you
need a
could
guy.
have superstars on your bench,
Of
that'd be
course.
great, right? You
Of
know,
course. Then
you
that
have a
means
problem like that.
you're
But
playing in a league with
usually
5 people.
yeah. Usually you got some superstars that you start, and then your bench is where I feel
Yeah,
like the money is made.
that's where the
Because
money's
it
made.
could be like a 3-point player or a 12-point player. And that's, you know, staying on top of the waiver wire, staying on top of trades,
Right.
keeping and building your roster, and especially in fantasy sports, is going to pay off like it does for you.
Look, so like
Bro, draft for the long run.
draft
It's
for the
such a
long run. I'm
hard,
telling you.
like it's okay, but all right. Does that mean you're looking at schedules and drafting guys who are going to be good late in the season, or is that like I'm going to be in the playoffs? Let me draft in a certain way to, you know, become and be a playoff team.
Look, your starters are always going to be about the beginning of the season because they're going to be healthy at the beginning of the season. You're going to need those guys. And then you're going to want to draft around schedule after you draft your starters. You're going to draft around schedule because you don't want, as we've seen in the leagues we played in, some guys had like half of their roster or more than half of their roster all buy on one day because these guys, no shade to them, but some guys are fans of teams a little too much. You can't draft 4 or 5 players from the same team. They're going to all be buy on the same day. That's a guarantee, you know? So you try not to do that. But also, like you said, schedule wise, you're gonna want to pick guys like if you know, if you can, if you're really into it, look at the numbers, and that's where your bench comes in. Try to draft a couple because you don't need your bench to score every week. You need your starters to score every week. What you need your bench to do is for one of your bench guys to come in and score nicely while your guy's not playing. You know what I mean? Well, while your
He's on
starter's not
bye
playing,
or he's
right?
injured.
Or
I
injured.
feel like if you high floor, if you have a running back, a backup running back probably that gets 8 carries, that's a lot for a bench
That's a lot
player.
of carries. Yeah,
That's something that's like that's going to turn into 5 points, something
for
like
sure.
that. Or it could pop for 15. Oh, we got a red zone touchdown, something like that. They brought in the backup. That's where your
Definitely.
bench can be good. So getting high floor guys that can score you 10 points when your starter's on a bye or gets
Yeah.
injured randomly.
Injuries are cool if you can, if because you can't ever plan for future injuries. It doesn't work that way. You can plan if your guy's often injured, and you can plan around that, and then you can get his backup. Because if you're a starter who's a superstar, if he does take time out in the season and you have his backup, well, guess who's going to get all his touches or all the
fills right
snaps?
in. Yeah,
Yeah. So you throw the
definitely.
starter right. Yeah, you throw his backup right in there. So yeah, I mean stuff like that. You kind of just like you said, you watch the waiver wire for things like that, so that way you can adjust accordingly. And if you're lucky enough and your starter gets hurt and his bench guy is still on the bench, quickly try to go get that guy.
Ooh,
Because there's going to
that's
be
such a flip in momentum that because they're
yeah,
losing that guy and not being able
yeah,
to fill it because you're taking. So
yeah,
minus 15 for them, plus 10 for you is a 25
for sure,
kind of
for
point
sure.
swing.
So
Good, congratulations on the seasons.
hey,
I
congrats to
want
you
to say
too, man.
good luck officially.
Always
It's going
good
to be
luck. Of
great.
course, we're both trying to win this thing, but
Mhm.
if someone else had to win, I guess it has to be you. So,
I feel the same.
but it's cool, man. It's cool, and
Great season.
yeah, great season. Thanks to Will and everybody in that league. So, yeah, man,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna be
we're gonna
nice.
start. We're gonna try for a listener league next year. It could be for fun, but just to get more people
That'd
in
be cool. That'd be cool.
and more stuff for us to win.
Yeah,
All right, Christmas is being stolen. The NFL is taking over. I feel like this used to be an NBA day. I want to ask you, well, like, am I tripping? Like, there hasn't ever been football on Christmas until like the last couple of years, right? It's just been
yeah.
like a
Just
all
I think
day
was it last
NBA.
year? Yeah, all day NBA.
Uh,
Football was mainly it's Thanksgiving. Everybody knows that.
mhm.
And when you think about Thanksgiving football, you a lot of the times you think about like Dallas and like Chicago, because they Dallas, I think for one, always played on Thanksgiving because they were America's team, and I think people still view them as America's team. But so they got that, and then basketball, of course, was for Christmas. But the landscape of the NBA has changed much. They have the Cup tournament now. What is it called? The
The NBA
tournament?
Cup.
Yeah, yeah.
So instead of Christmas, people are more focused on those.
No, I think I just the landscape's so different. So they have that tournament, so you can watch. That's like must watch basketball, and I did watch a lot of the games of the tournament this year more than I did last year. Games were good, competitiveness. Um, I mean, just watching the Thunder play in that tournament when they played the Lakers, and no hate towards the Lakers because that was a good game, but bro, it was like they couldn't miss. The ball movement was crazy, just hitting from everywhere. Everybody playing defense on the Thunder. I know they get a lot of shit for like, excuse my language, for foul merchants is what they're called. But look, you're supposed to get people fouled out. That's part of the game and strategy. I know they overdo it, but you
You're
know,
supposed to get people fouled out.
yeah, like that's strategy. You know what I mean? You
Sure.
you
Yeah.
you, you want fouls. But the landscape has changed again with the cup game. Superstars have changed, and you also have guys who are on limit restrictions, and you never had that before. So, like, I don't know if people just are like, well, are we going to get to see our regular superstars play on Christmas? It's just like me and Lance were discussing those games, like how companies have the couple of weeks before or during holidays as blackouts you can't call out. NBA should be the same. Those guys who take minute restrictions or sit out,
Well,
LeBron, if they should be,
hey, he's hurt.
yeah, sure. His hair is
His
hurt.
yeah, no,
Uh,
his
uh,
knee got banged up. He was pretty off.
yeah.
Uh,
These
you're
Lakers
saying
fans making excuses.
NBA would be better on Christmas and overall, but especially the Christmas numbers would be better if they guaranteed that the superstars would be playing.
For sure. I
Uh,
think so. I think so. And look, football's gonna have a lot more fans watching games. Like, yes, America loves NBA. Basketball is I wouldn't say an American sport, but football is an all American sport. You know what I mean? Football is an
Yeah.
all American
Well,
sport.
I feel like the
A
problem
lot of
with
people watch
Christmas
football.
Day,
So the numbers are
the problem with the problem with Christmas Day in particular is that there's a set number of people that are watching TV that day.
that's true.
And it used to be like 15 million people spread out over the day watching NBA. Now the NFL is getting games on Netflix and Prime to get around certain broadcast loopholes, I think, for the holiday, but they are grossing millions more, like 10 times more viewers
For sure.
than the NBA games. The NBA's traditional, just taking this off of the Google, the NBA's traditional 5 game schedule averaged 2.85 million viewers for their Christmas Day games. I don't know if this was last year. In the same year, at the same time, the Chiefs Steelers game got 24 million viewers. So they got almost 10 times as much as the football or as the basketball games. So the people have made a choice on Christmas Day that they're going to watch football. But what does this mean? I feel like there's no turning back. NFL is going to play 3 games. It's going to be all day. It's going to be versus basketball, also trying to keep going all day. And the NBA is freaking going to get like demolished. Like they're going to stop playing games on Christmas and
I don't
just
think
let
they
their
will.
players be at home. There's no point making their players be on the road and not getting like viewership. Maybe they can, I don't know, make it like a late night game or something. Not a late night game, but fewer
Later game.
fewer Christmas games.
But the NBA
All
is
right.
on Prime now too, so I mean, viewership's gonna go either way. So we'll see. It's still early
Oh
in both.
dang, Prime got both NBA and
Yeah,
NFL.
yeah. So it's still
Uh,
early. We'll see.
so
We shall see.
The Christmas games, 10 a.m. Dallas at Washington. I think both of those teams are eliminated. I think the Eagles are pretty much clinched. 1:30 Detroit at Minnesota. I did not confirm, but I saw like a post of Penei Sewell of the Detroit Lions saying he didn't like these Christmas games, especially these ones where they're sending him on the road and being away from his
Look,
family
but
Christmas
he's
morning.
also so culture wise. Of course, he's not because it's Christmas.
Mhm.
Him and his family's going to be somewhere all together, like you know, celebrating as a big family. So I'm pretty sure he wants to be there. I get it, big guy, but hey, people are gonna watch that game for one because it's gonna be Detroit and Minnesota, and Detroit's still in the playoff hunt. So
Oof.
you know,
They took a big hit with that loss to the
they
Steelers.
did, they did, they did.
They're now 8-7. I think 3 of the NFC West teams are um, in the
Clinch.
freaking playoffs.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I
like
know San Francisco's in.
San Francisco's in, the Rams are in, and the
Yeah,
Seahawks are like the number 1 seed right now. The Seahawks,
yeah.
if they win the next
So
2 games, are in. I think they're in Carolina. Seahawks are 12-3. They play at Carolina and at San Francisco. The Niners also, the Niners, if they win their next 2 games, they are the number 1 seed. The Seattle Seahawks, if they win their next 2 games, they'll be the number 1 seed. But the Seahawks play at San Francisco to end the year. The Rams are 11 and
winnable
4. They
games.
play Atlanta and Arizona.
Yeah,
Yep,
winnable games for them.
that's yeah. It's pretty crazy how the Niners are like uh, right there and able to win. They also have uh, the chance to play 5 straight home games on the way to a Super Bowl.
I saw that. I just saw that.
The Niners play the Chicago Bears, who go to San Francisco in week 17. And
Six, seven.
in week 18, Seattle goes to San Francisco. And if they win both of those games, I believe they'll be the number 1 seed. And then they would take wild card weekend off, host the lowest seed, if they win that game, they would host the NFC Championship. And then Super Bowl 60 is in Santa Clara at their home stadium. So they would play 5 home games in a row. What do we have for, man, planning on going to Super Bowl 60.
We are planning.
That I say planning as like a backup. Now I'm like, all right. So just like
to be fair to Lance, I just started a new job, so I mean, I have the leave already for it, but
let's get the leave.
Right, life is happening right now.
Let's get the work covered. We'll drive down there.
Right, we'll drive. Yeah, no.
How do you want to go down there? Sammy was like, you could fly out there. I was like, oh, okay. Do we know anybody at Atmos, Alaska? So getting down to San Francisco and then being just roaming around the city, around the stadiums, around the like press conferences.
I don't think San Francisco is a city we want to roam around.
It's gonna be Super Bowl week, and freaking the Niners might be in it. The Chargers might be in it. Some of these teams, some of these teams getting into the playoffs. It's definitely shaping out now, the playoff picture. So that's the NFC West. Also in the NFC West, Rams receiver Puka Nacua, who had a week. My goodness. Puka's name was in the news and on Instagram, social media, in a lot of different ways. First, his brother is involved in like the stealing of a basketball player's car. I don't know what that was about. I'm hoping it was like a fight, a misunderstanding, something like dumb.
You punch one person and you think you're a thug.
Okay, that was crazy. Puka then is on Adin Ross's live stream. Not a guy you want to be like associating with. This is the problem. Guy. Puka is like kind of sheltered, not sheltered, but
he's wholesome. Like, we'll say wholesome.
No, it's just like some people don't know about things, right? Like we all have our blind spots, but I feel like he admired Adin Ross's like popularity. Like he's like, this guy's one of the biggest streamers in the world. Decided to go on his live stream and was like joking around, doing an interview, kind of in that atmosphere of talking it up with the guys and saying some wild stuff. Let's start with him calling the Chargers little brother. Bruh, what are you talking about?
No. See, that one that's honest. I feel that
he's like, what team in LA? He was like, us, the Chargers, or them, their little brother. They like rent our stadium, which is so true. Man, I just feel like him wanting to go on Adin Ross's live stream was like a bit of a
really bad decision.
Yeah, but it's also like, why don't do that during the season or during the week?
Right.
And why is this streamer someone that you're like, oh, I'm trying to be friends with? It's not the guy that's I don't know. But then I'm like, what? Nah, the only thing I know about Adin Ross is that he's like been a streamer, trying to be popular, making money off of the streams. Go for it. But then also he was associated with Andrew Tate for a while, and then I'm sure there's other questionable stuff I could Google like a list of, but why does he think this guy's cool? And also, are we missing are like a lot of people listening to this right now? They're like, because he's fucking cool, and we're just missing out, or like, what is outside?
No, I don't think he's cool. He might be a little older, so I mean, might be something these younger guys do. He does get
age blind spot.
It could be a exposure thing for Puka, just trying to maybe grow his brand, but at the same time, he's got to have some kind of publicist or like some people in his back
Sure, that probably told him
pocket helping him like not to
apologize.
do it. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that of course definitely. Yeah, people telling him to apologize because like
they were doing like a segment on their interview that's like recorded and live streamed about like touchdown celebration suggestions, and Adin Ross does this like supposedly it's a against Jewish people hand move, and he's like, you should do this, bro. And Puka does it, and they're like, yeah, that's sick. And then Puka during the week puts out a post. He's like, on a live stream that I was on recently, it was suggested to me to do a touchdown celebration that was really offensive. I did not know about it. I am deeply sorry. I did not mean to do any of that. I think Adin Ross telling you to do something like that and making you look like an ass is like a great depiction of his character. Like
for sure.
So this is not a guy you want to be friends with, bro. He's totally screwed you over right here by like making this be part of your week. Yeah, so F that guy. Puka Nacua versus Seattle, 16 targets, 12 catches, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns on a crazy Thursday night game that pretty much flipped the NFC West on its head. Seahawks took the lead, but it also opened up the possibility that San Francisco could win the division and the number 1 seed if everything goes right. Yeah. And the Rams kind of go from they could have won this game and locked up pretty much the number 1 seed this week, but now they need the other teams to lose. All right. What do you think about DK Metcalf punching that fan? Anything deep on that, or what is the lesson? It. What is the lesson there?
Talk shit, get hit. Look, I'm okay with it, man.
Not 2 game suspension to end the regular season.
I'm okay that he shows some emotion, I guess, and whatever, but it's not okay because 1, that's the reaction they wanted, and 2, like, yes, you just can't go around hitting people. I know folks.
Assault, you should not be going around hitting people, especially ones that are trying to antagonize you and throw you off your game and be a part of the game.
Know.
Get out of here.
They already know. Yeah,
take that fan out of here.
Get better, DK. Get better, fans. Stop trying to be that close to like I don't know. Just be better, everybody.
The Dolphins need to be better. They benched Tua Tagovailoa and say they are now starting 7th round pick, former Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers.
Ewers, yes, sir.
What's up? How do you feel about this? I feel disrespected, but also I can't argue with the tape. I can't argue with the stats, the numbers. It doesn't look like Tua is that same efficient, accurate quarterback as it seemed like when Mike McDaniel first got to Miami and they started doing all this motion stuff. Tyreek wide open, Jalen Waddle wide open, going all the way downfield. He hasn't been doing good. The Dolphins also are out of playoff contention now, so maybe this is kind of good. They don't have to start Tua, and they want to lose some games to end the season. But when you heard about this, what were your thoughts?
Definitely it felt like you paid them all this money. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
and that's disrespectful to the team. But I feel like, man, just stick with your guy. And you know what? But like you said, it's warranted that he got benched because he's not doing very well. You got to make changes. It is towards the end of the season. I think he still has a possibility of coming back next season and being the starter. You know what I mean? Like, It's the end of the season. They need to change something new. But I also feel like, hey, Tua, get your guaranteed money. You had some pretty bad injuries, especially towards your head. If you have to sit on the bench to make the rest of your money, you're guaranteed, go sit on the bench. Be the backup and then
$53 million. $53 million a year is the contract that Tua signed. So he's going to get paid, and he is I feel like he could just sit on the bench and get his money, even if it. But like next year, I mean, so okay, he rides out the last 2 games on the bench. He's like a assistant coach on the sideline, got a headset on,
Right.
helping kind of coordinate, helping pump up the guys, try to win, whatever. Uh, I'm interested to see what the press conference is going to be like when they start asking him about that, and then kind of compare that. It's going to be kind of like Kirk Cousins, I feel like, when he
So
got
far,
benched, and he's got to be
yeah.
like the consummate professional that also shows up and he's a good teammate, or is he going to be like, F this, I'm a $50 million quarterback, trade me. You don't want me here, that's fine, but I'm playing quarterback. I'm not into this kind of shit. So there's that. We'll see how that plays out and kind of how things roll. But also, I'm thinking next year, if he is not back with the Dolphins next year, they have to cut him, right? Or they have to
For
find,
sure.
if they cut him next year, if they cut him this summer and say, you know what, you can have your money, but you can also leave. Uh, $99 million in dead cap space, which would, I think, immediately come off of their $220 million salary cap for the year. So they would be prohibited from fielding a competitive team. But also, if Tua gets cut, he can, go sign somewhere else. The 3 teams in this CBS Sports article that I'm looking at says that he could go to the Jets, the Raiders, or the Cardinals. Those are just the first 3 teams off of there that might be needing some quarterbacks. I would love to see him with the Raiders.
No,
You
we
don't
wait. We
know?
don't care what you want. We don't want to
Wait,
see
wait,
him with
wait,
the
wait, wait, wait. You guys don't care what I want. I'm just telling you. I would
Raiders.
love to see Tua as a Las Vegas Raider
No.
and like command just being a competent offense. What you expected Geno Smith to be, Tua
True,
could
true,
be.
true, true.
At
Ah,
50 million dollars a year is different, sure, but if if you could just get a stable veteran quarterback, which would need to be an improvement from what he's been showing here in this season in Miami. Uh, if you could make him the Raider, if he could make the Raiders just competent on offense and so many weapons, it's exactly what we expected Geno Smith to do this year. Hand off to Ashton Genty, look at the defense, figure out where Brock Bauer is, figure out how to get Trey Tucker involved, figure out how to get Jack Besh involved, like get it to them when they are wide open. Figure out the offensive scheme because Tua can get the ball there. He throws it to people that are wide open. He also throws perfect passes that would have been great if that safety just wasn't there. He like puts the ball on the receiver's shoulder, but he didn't see that safety that was standing right there, so it goes over the safety's hands, and he throws a lot of passes that almost get picked. So I figure like a system change to something where he sees more clear that he can read the defense, manipulate the offense the way that he needs to, and kind of Tom Brady it. He can be like an athletic, accurate Tom Brady, freaking field general Philip Rivers, like freaking that would be great for Tua. Good for Las Vegas. Good for the Raiders. Um, but also, I understand. Why? I mean, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you want Tua on your team?
because I don't have that much confidence in Tua as you just put into. One,
Sure.
the injuries are taking its toll for sure. Um, he suffered some really bad concussions. I mean, just getting to the NFL was a whole event for him. Like, because
Hip surgery. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he wasn't sure he was going to get to the NFL. So, one, we've already, as far as the Raiders franchise, they've already gone through veteran quarterbacks. None of them have panned out. I'm not saying none of them are good or were good. They just they weren't what the Raiders needed them to be. And all those years that you had these second tier veteran quarterbacks come in and play for you on the back end of their careers, basically, you could have had some guy being developed behind him. You could have drafted some guy And and I know people are, what about Aiden? No, Aiden O'Connell's not the guy they should have drafted. They drafted him late. You could have went and got some dude in the first round of these drafts and look, how much more like how much worse could he have been than the guys that they've already had in there if he had to start his rookie season? But you can live with him as a rookie making those mistakes. He's a rookie. But you can't live with all these veterans coming in and you put so much stock into them and they're just not doing what they're supposed to. So as a fan, I'd rather nothing against Tua. I'm pretty sure Tua still got a lot left in the tank, but
what are you talking about? You just told him to F off. You said don't come over
for
here.
Sure. I'm talking for another team. He's good for another team. But for sure, I'm always going to root for Tua, but not on the Raiders.
Hopefully he's going to get another chance, whether it's with the Dolphins next year or with another team in 2026, 2027.
That's the hope.
I just need him to be successful. I need him to be put in a successful situation with people really into it. I felt like him and Mike McDaniel had a really good connection, and Mike McDaniel's offense could kind of help unlock a new ceiling for Tua.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess defenses just figured it out. They shut it down. Also, not having Tyreek Hill, who they invested a lot in, kind of
I think he's part of the problem. I think they should have went and got another receiver.
Sure.
I think you should have got a big boundary receiver and just dropped it Jalen Waddle. That would have been cool.
Tua has also had a rough year in the press conferences. I feel like they're getting clipped and posted to the NFL social media sites of him saying a bunch of stuff taken out of context. I feel like I watched some of the longer interviews or press conferences, and what he's saying makes sense. It might be jumbled up sometimes. Oh, that's not a good that's not a good look if you've had 6 concussions though, to be mixing up your idioms and metaphors.
They're getting to. They're getting to.
Oh man, I guess a new team, new situation. We've seen these quarterbacks come back after being abandoned by the team that drafted them. Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones. So
there you
go. There's a window. Speaking of the Raiders getting a quarterback, you guys play the New York Giants in Allegiant Stadium this week. You guys have a tied record for the fewest wins so far this season. In the NFL, the worst record gets the number 1 pick. You guys are 2-13 and playing a 2-13 team. You guys are tied for the lead to get this pick. Tell me how the Raiders can lose versus the Giants in Allegiant Stadium so that you guys can pretty much secure the value of the first overall draft pick.
I mean, it's easy. I mean, if you really want to lose or guaranteed loss, sit Max Crosby out.
Oh yeah.
Play. I don't know. That'd be tough to play. I almost said Desmond Ridder, who's not the backup anymore. But the backup, the young guy, what's his name? At quarterback, you can say Geno, because Geno still gives you the best chance to win at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sit Geno again. If Colton Miller has a chance to play, don't play him. It's sit guys like Genty. That's the easy way. Just sit your stars. Don't play them anymore. Give Brock Bowers the day off. But if you're gonna go out there and compete, it won't be hard. The healthier team, I think, is gonna come out on top. And I know everybody's talking about how the Raiders are the most healthy bad team around. They don't have as many injuries but look, there's a lot of stuff that they don't report. These guys could be really injured out there. I just seem like if they're gonna lose, they kind of just have to go out there and lose.
Well, I mean, definitely taking off your stars, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
But
giving
the rest of the season off.
Look, these are 2 bad teams, and if they're gonna play their starters, it's gonna be a competitive game. And the only way they lose is if they, again, pressure Geno. Don't give him time to sit back there and shut Genty down on offense. Because as we saw this past Sunday, Genty can score from running the ball. We've seen that before. But this week, he kind of broke out for that game, had a 60-yard run. I think he had a 60-yard pass too. I think it was 60 yards. But so two big scores. They ran him pretty well. He looked good out there. If he can shut him down, the Raiders, it's hard. Look, he had all those plays and they still ended up losing. So he shut Genty down. It kind of shuts down everybody else. Jack Bech also had like a decent game, like almost like a breakout game for him because I know they were expecting a lot from him. They still ended up losing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they said the Texans defense is like, bro, them fools hit hard.
Hey, they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
So, but I wasn't surprised to see the Raiders like being competitive. You guys were like, it was a 3-point game for a long time.
Yeah, no, they're good.
How are the Raiders going to win? Geno Smith goes off on Derek Stingley. Like, that's not going to happen, right? Ashton Genty goes for 3 touchdowns.
Genty heavy again, and then again going to your strengths, trying to find Brock Bowers every chance you get. But Jensen heavy, and they're going to have to either throw the ball quick on throwing downs, or they're going to have to protect better. So.
And then, the Giants do have that defensive line that we talked about that has the big names: Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence. I always forget the fourth one.
Brian Burns.
Well, I started with Brian Burns this time.
Thibodeau, Burns. Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they have like 4 legit,
definitely,
defensive line stars. Hopefully they just take it to, they just make it a miserable game for the Raiders offense and, you guys struggle and the Giants walk out with a win. Jackson Dart, sure. I think he's okay. Man, they said he's been evaluated for a concussion half of the games he's played in this year. Bro, that's crazy, man.
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
He's only 20-something. His head's going to be messed up. Him and Cam Scatterwell. I'm keeping him in fantasy for like a 9th round pick. All right. How are you feeling about the last 2 weeks of the season as a Raider fan?
Yeah, look, just development. I've been preaching it since like a couple weeks ago, so it's cool. I just want to see them play good basketball. I want to see them play good football.
Just pass.
Yeah, and like even when the loss, you saw development on the offensive side of the ball. They're definitely gonna have to revamp that defensive backfield. So right now, as a fan, for me, I can take it because I've seen it all year, and I'm not expecting them to be like the best these next 2 games. If one of those DBs step up, that's great. But just the continued development of the offense. They put up points on this past Sunday, so that's what you want to see.
Bro, a lot more competitive in this game than people gave him credit for.
Yeah.
You like to see it. All right, we're ending with the Chargers. The Chargers are going up against the Texans. The Texans that just played the Raiders, that the Raiders almost beat. I'm hoping, transitive property, that the Chargers smack the Texans. But like we just said, they have a great defense. Their defense plays different. It looks different when I'm watching it, right? Like when I watch a Texans game and the defense is on the field, they react quickly. They hit hard. They like make it a miserable day to be playing football for the offense. I'm interested to see how the Chargers offense reacts to that because that's going to be like a playoff game. And also, the Chargers have been kind of in this playoff kind of atmosphere and mode since week 13, since they came out of their bye, going up against the Raiders, which I think really was a must-win game because if we would have lost that one, the whole season could have spiraled. But after that game, you win a close game versus the Eagles, overtime, defense, interception. You win a close game versus the Kansas City Chiefs, late game, sealing interception. You win a game in Dallas at Cowboy Stadium or Arlington, and you're kind of just continuing to push the pile for wins, because you could end up, the Chargers are 2 wins away from being the AFC West champions. They're going from the 5 seed where they would have to travel to Pittsburgh to the 2 seed where they would host like the Bills or the last wild card team. But they would host a playoff game. Which is, that's something that they haven't done so far. They've been a wild card team because the Chiefs have won the AFC West for the last 10 years. Any feelings or questions or worries about the Chargers for these last 2 games?
Yeah, they just got to play like they want to make the playoffs. They've got guys. Again, their O-line still beat up, but they've been playing pretty hard. You saw
Getting
good
better,
flashes.
kind of gelling together, working
Yeah,
together better.
yeah.
The O-line.
You saw flashes from uh the running back Omari Hampton. You saw flashes from him picking up yards and getting
Ooh,
first downs. So
Kamani Vidal, who's been the starter a lot
yeah,
for when
Omari
Omari
Vidal.
he got
He
hurt. He took like a really
oh
like a neck kind of
I see.
injury.
So that's tough.
So
You never want to lose
that's
guys
tough,
like that.
timing too. Yeah.
He's just a tough runner, and you just got 2 healthy runners in the backfield on a team that's been uh injury stricken the whole season, especially
Mm,
with the 2 All Pro guards that they had. I know Joe Alt hasn't been an All Pro yet, but All Pro
tackles,
talent.
yeah.
Yeah, so your bookends that you had were great, probably 2 of the best in the league as a duo. And then
And
you
then
just
both just gone. Just,
right,
hey, those two, your 2 of your top 5 players, get them out of here.
yeah. And then now you're making do with the line that honestly, you have Penning playing the jumbo
Tight
tight end.
end, yeah, the
So
jumbo tight end. Yeah, I
and
think
they
he's still
signed him
started.
to hopefully come in and uh play starter minutes at tackle just to help. But so they're doing stuff like that. And if you have
I,
to get an extra lineman out there, I guess, play tight
yeah,
end so you can block
block
extra.
more. I'm
Yeah,
I'm that's kind of what the Buffalo Bills I feel like are known for, is to using extra tight ends, and even and specifically an extra offensive lineman as a tight end, and they found success in like their running game, and also Josh Allen being able to get these quarterback sneaks, get these like short yardage plays. Justin Herbert is running a lot more. Like, he's led the team in rushing in some of these games, but he's doing it with this broken hand leading the
look,
way, like stiff
I
arm
saw
repeater,
him.
bro.
Yeah, I saw him fall on it this past Sunday, and he came up. He was hurt for a little bit. He looked like he was hurt.
Mm.
So you never want
It
that. Got to
it's
keep him
crazy.
healthy. Yeah, you especially you can win one game, he gets hurt, and then the rest of your games are going to be shitty because you don't have him.
Yeah.
Or you got to keep him healthy to win, not just the game you're playing, but you're thinking about the playoff run that you're trying to make after this. So yeah, you
What
got to keep him healthy.
what do you think about Justin Herbert's toughness?
I say I can't. I don't even have to say much because people are watching it in real time as he's playing football. He's playing out there with the cast, and I know people. It's not even his throwing hand. Yes, I know, but he's still making plays with his legs, even though he knows he's about to get smacked out there. Especially like people falling on that alone is going to be painful for him. So it's a piece of tough too.
Yeah,
I don't think there was any question about how tough he was. He's already played another season, like half of a season with the cast on, so he's proven that much at least.
he plays through injuries a lot. He tries not to let it affect him, and he knows that him at 50% is better than their backup quarterback. So
For
he's going
sure,
to try to stay in there, and
for sure.
despite any kind of injuries, play as best he can. And he's, as Justin Herbert goes, so go the Chargers. He's been doing pretty good, managing well, getting the ball where it needs to be, and they are on a 4-game win streak since their
Amen.
bye. 2 more wins, 2 wins away from AFC West Championship, which is
Amen.
crazy. I mean, the goal when you start the season, but uh, the fact that the math worked out where the Jaguars beat the Broncos handedly this week means that the Week 18 game in Denver is going to be for the AFC West Championship. If the Chargers can beat the Texans in Los Angeles, it's a home game.
When the
yeah, I'm excited. All right. Merry Christmas, Merry Chrysler. Thank you for listening. Any shout outs? Shout out to Phillip Rivers. I just want to say respect. That's dope. And of course, he's the former Chargers franchise quarterback. There's a bias here, but this man, 5 years from playing, he's like what, 60, 62 now? How old is he? 44?
62.
He's out here throwing dimes. This game versus the Niners, he lost. And shout out to him because the Colts are now not threatening the Chargers playoff spot, and the Chargers have clinched a postseason berth. Shout out to Phillip Rivers for that. But also dope to see him dadgummiting and shot putting touchdowns. That's dope. Any shout outs?
Man, shout out to me and you for getting this championship, man. And shout out to everybody else singing. So yeah, man, it's been a great season. So shout out to us, man. Can't wait to play you in the playoffs or the championship game. So it's gonna be pretty cool, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Best of luck. May the best team win. Try to put that money
for sure.
Some bills at the beginning of the year.
For sure. I mean, a lot of money was spent during Christmas, so
yeah, there you go. Merry Christmas to everybody. Shout out to the Polytickin Network. Shout out to Livasa Island Apparel. Who else, bro? This is like the last episode. Well, I guess we might record one before.
Man, Merry Christmas to everybody, man.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
So it's different. You get older. Christmas is, for some it means more. For some it's just like another day. But for me, it's always gonna be more because you see less and less people that you used to see like growing up, and that's life. I mean, you move places. Unfortunately, people will pass away, and some relationships, although still strong in the long distance part of your life, but it's still long distance. So you're not. I mean, even if you guys are cool, if you don't talk every day, still, yeah.
Let them know.
But shout out to everybody, man. Merry Christmas to all of you guys, man. Hold your loved ones tight, you know what I mean? And do it often. Tell them you love them. Merry Christmas, man. Yeah, not much to say, but yeah, I love you, man. Love everybody else, man.
I love you too, bro.
Love your people, man. Love your people.
Bro, shout out to you. Shout out to this year. I'm grinding, doing these episodes and following our favorite sport and being able to get on here and talk smack with you and get to these fancy championships. All right, look at this. And also, getting down to Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco this February. I feel like we could meet up with some people and talk about some football and also get some great content in
for sure.
People being in a Super Bowl town for Super Bowl week is gonna be dope.
That'd be too dope.
All right, and also Merry Christmas to everybody listening to this. Thank you for taking the time to hang with us, and also DM us or email us your topics, talking points. We're into it. We want to discuss them. Shout out to you and happy holidays. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Till then, stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay balling, love and light, peace on earth.
He said on earth.